78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. It's my birthday. I'm 83. How about that? So today I'd like to talk a little bit about what it's like to be 83, although I haven't been 83 for very long. I guess the first thing I think of is drink the good wine. Don't save it. Don't wait for another year. Drink it now. Enjoy it now. And that's for everything. I even bought a very, very expensive lip balm because I thought, do it now. Don't wait for next year. Enjoy it now. So we're going to drink the good wine now. A couple of the things that people have asked me about, like what it's like to turn 80, 81, 82, 83. One of the things that I've learned, and this has been, I've worked on this for quite a while, is keep your hand open. Say yes. Keep your hand open for new and exciting things. Do you remember when I flew a World War II aircraft, a Spitfire, over the White Cliffs of Dover? Now, this was something that my husband really, really wanted to do, and there was no way that I was going to do it. Well, then I watched a documentary, and I saw these women flying in these planes, and I thought, I want to do it also. I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab the gusto. Put your hand out and say yes. This is the time to drink the good wine. This is the time to grab the gusto. Put your hand out and say yes. So I have found myself saying yes and not no, but yes, let's do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. Now, I've also had experience. I've had therapy, and that therapy has really helped me not be afraid and go for it, because what's the alternative? Let's do it now. Some other things is, one of them, I'm a grandma now, and I would imagine that a lot of you are grandparents also, or you're going to be a grandparent. And the word that I could give you about that is love unconditionally. Do you remember when boys used to grow their hair long, and parents would go nuts and grandparents would go nuts? And now it just means nothing. Don't let anything get in the way of loving your grandchildren, your children. Love them for what they are and now, because there's so much that means nothing. And what's more important than your grandchildren and your children? I had a cousin who, when he couldn't read, and his life was miserable. He couldn't read. This was 70 years ago. They didn't know about dyslexia. So he was mocked. He was bullied. He had the worst time. On the other hand, he lived about a block away, and he was such a sweet guy that we always used to have him over for dinner, and I would play with him because we're only a few months apart in age. And I didn't know about dyslexia. It just meant nothing to me. And I didn't know how much it meant to him. It turns out that when he was older and he was featured in a newspaper article, he said how much my acceptance of him for whoever he was, how much it meant to him. So here's this kid who couldn't speak, who couldn't read, but he became a medical engineer. He created parts for the body that would make the body work better. You are not dumb if you can do that. There's nothing to be bullied about. I'm going to switch. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time now. I decided I wanted to have a YouTube channel. And I could have told myself, you're nuts. Do you realize you're 80 years old and you're starting a YouTube channel? YouTube, they say that YouTube is like kind of like the long haul, that it takes a long time to get all the followers. It takes a long time to establish your channel. You know, you could be not here. So why are you starting it? You know, sit back and relax. Don't start it. Well, you know, I wanted to try it. I wanted to see what it was like. I thought, okay, 5 years from now, I could not have a YouTube channel, and I could, what is that saying, you know, when they say that, yes, so 5 years from now, you wouldn't have a YouTube channel, but yet you'd have 5 years from now. Start it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I wanted a YouTube channel, and I got it. And it's growing. I'm not a huge, you know, I don't have a huge following, but I've got a lovely following and people who care. As a matter of fact, one of the great things of, what would you say, I guess being this age, not wasting my time, of having a YouTube channel. By the way, it is a lot of work. It really is a full-time job. But what have I gotten out of it? What has happened? I get these comments from people that I love and that I treasure. One woman decided to retire, that she was 65, she was retiring, no more makeup, no more being a realtor. And so she retired, right? But then she saw me at 80 with my YouTube channel, trying new things, enjoying myself, and she said, you know what? I'm going back to work. If Sandra can do this, I can do it. She went back to work, started wearing makeup again, and she started living her life. These years are precious. Don't waste them. I'm not wasting them. I mean, I'm working hard, and I'm having a good time. And people are saying, thank you so much. I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping. I suggest to people, go to the senior centers, write a book, write a book of your mother's recipes. Don't let them fade. I did, and I still can't make her sweet and sour meatballs. It was too late. By the time I asked her how to make them, she wasn't here anymore, and I miss those sweet and sour meatballs. Write your life story. I have another girlfriend who was a makeup artist. Now she's painting. She didn't think she could paint when she was younger. Her parents put her down for it. She's now, well, she's my age. She's painting and loving it. Do the things you never thought you could do. You don't have to read War and Peace. You don't have to read those big books, but enjoy the books you really want to read. Take classes. Am I taking classes? You know, I still want to learn how to dance, and I haven't taken the class, and you're going to say, why? You know what? I'm going to do it in my 83rd year. I'm going to learn how to dance so I don't dance like an old woman. Right? Right. Another thing I've learned how to do is think before I speak. Sometimes sometimes I can be kind of a smart aleck, and I need to control that a little bit. I still can be a smart aleck, but I need to maybe think before I speak. You know, the holidays are coming up, and this is the time when families are together, and this is the time to accept everybody for who they are, love them for who they are, and have a really good time. Something else that I think that is important is, at this age, is appreciating each day and taking one day at a time. There's a wonderful book by John Kabat-Zinn, and it's called Wherever You Go, There You Are. And it's to appreciate today, to appreciate each day. You know, I've had a number of surgeries, and you think, well, how does she do it? And I think I do it, well, part of me is in denial, which is wonderful, and you can really use that and just enjoy the day and be in denial about all sorts of medical things. Well, I'm in denial, but at the same time, I'm aware of everything, and I make sure that I have mammograms, whatever tests I need. You know, going to the dentist, well, I have to go, what is it, maybe three times a year. I think 3 times 4, every 4 months. So flossing, I just read something that was so interesting. They were asking older people what they were sorry about once they were older. And it was interesting. One of them said, and this was funny, not flossing, because he said, now I've had to do so much dental work. I really am sorry that I didn't floss all these years. Somebody else was saying, because I didn't use SPF, you should see my skin. It was just all the things that we kind of take for granted, you know, flossing, using SPF. These people were sorry that they didn't do. The trips they didn't take, the excuses that they gave, not saving money. That was another thing, that they didn't save money, that they didn't put money aside every year. You know, I'd like to also give credit to other 80-year-old women on YouTube. There's Patty, Rockstar Mom, used to be the only person on YouTube. Then we had Sandra Hart of Life Over 60, and we've got Nanny and the Moose. They're both 86. Their channel is Cruising through their 80s, Nanny and Moose, and me. And do you realize how many people are on YouTube? And there are, at least I know of four 80-year-old women that are on YouTube. You know, kudos to them, because you have to, and you're constantly learning. I had to learn. I'm always learning. There's always something to be learned on YouTube, that you do something wrong, you have to redo it. So it's another learning experience that keeps you young. So I think that's about it. So let's celebrate my birthday together. I love birthday cakes, and I also love presents. In fact, you're going to see a present that my husband made for me. It's a video. Watch. I hope you all enjoyed that video as much as I do. I love it, and what a great personal gift. Thank you, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. And also to all my followers, I hope it gives you a chance to know a little bit more about me. And thank you for following.